Okay, we've got a Extrude Hone Vector 200 series abrasive flow machine for polishing, deburring, and honing. Built in 2006. Very, very, very low hours. Hydraulic system with the
heat exchanger, main control panel back here, electrics, primary goes in here, mainly the switch gear, one starter for the hydraulic motor. The rest of the control circuitry and the PLC comes back behind the machine here, Pete. So here's your main pump motor and the heat exchanger. But an aftercooler too, It's got the water aftercooler in there too, so. And control circuitry back here is pretty straightforward. There's the PLC right up in here, Allen Bradley, Micrologics. That's the hydraulic manifold right here, all the solenoid valves. And this is this air booster pump for clamping. That's pretty much the extent of it, other than the actual cylinders going up and down. Got documentation on here, one machine manual, operator's manual, and one set of drawings and electrical schematics go with it. And the whole back side, of course, both showing the cylinders. This is the connection down here. Just one plug-in, two hydraulic lines, one air line for the booster pump. Coming around here, control panel. Dual touch for clamping, for bridge clamping. And here's the cylinders here. Basically what we've got here is an 8-inch media cylinder. Basically uses this abrasive putty like this. And all we really do is run it up, run it back down, cylinder up, cylinder down. This is a typical tooling fixture here. It's just an old one that we have laying around. If I pull this apart, you can kind of see that they just had some, they were just nesting about 40 or 50 parts in here. That's all it is. It's just nylon inserts. Maybe get a look at that. I don't know what they were running. So you nest all the little circular parts in there. You close it up, and you see the way they've got it ported. I mean, process is everything here, but the way they've got it ported, they were just shooting the putty through here, up and down, and that's pretty much what these things do. So I'm going to line this up here. And let me get a rag. Stuff is oily. We'll go to the screen here. Let me bring this around. Just quickly, it works nice. It shows you manual, auto. I'm just going to talk about the couple of main ingredients here, and that's volume, which is measured in cubic inches, and pressure, which is basically changes the hydraulic system pressure. It's how much media you want to move through your parts and at what pressure. And once you've set these up on the next page, it's only 2 pages, I've got my media pressure set at 600 psi. That's media pressure. And volume is 200. So when it cycles up once and once down, that'd be 200 cubic inches up, 200 cubic inches down. And we're going to do that 3 times over. So it's 3 cycles, 200 cubic inches for each direction of the cylinder at 600 psi media pressure. This other stuff is all for parameters and printout and stuff like that. We're using volume displacement, not time displacement. You can run these either way. And of course, one-way mode, we are using two-way mode. These are set up internally to run one-way mode. If you just want to run it through, pass your putty through one time, like through a tooling die, and have it come out and then have it sit there and reclaim your putty, put it back in and run one way again. But we're running volume displacement and two-way mode. I'm going to start the hydraulic power on. And that's just main power, hydraulics, and e-stop. That's all this is. So we'll fire up, and hopefully you can still hear me. There we go. And once again, I'll show you the two basic operations here. One is clamp, that's here. And we'll bring this down onto the tooling fixture in a moment here. That's clamp on. And then let me get on the other page. Oops. And this is unclamp. That's going up now. And basically, it's just these cylinders moving up. I'm going to advance the bottom cylinder and just bring this putty up out of here. If you want to kind of see here. Yeah. Kind of watch that. Go advance it, retract, bring it up higher. Advance. That's all this is, really. That's all we're doing is pushing this stuff up through the parts. I'm going to retract it back down and just take it right back in there. That's pretty much what happens at the end of the cycle. The bottom cylinder goes down and it just brings it all with. And if you look on here, one more time, you can actually watch when this thing's running out automatically. If I advance that bottom cylinder again, you see it move. And you always know where your top and bottom cylinders are at, what they're doing. Going back down again, I'll bring it all the way to the bottom. You can hear it bottom out. That said, you can show in there, and I don't know if you can see the top cylinder in there. You can probably see it easy enough on here. If you get this thing, maybe right about there. Yeah, see that? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. There we go, right there. Yeah, that's just the upper cylinder. It's all the way down. That's why that's just looking at a piston. That's all it is. Piston and a piston ring. So that's that. And I'm going to throw the tooling plate up there. And we're going to run it through. I don't know what it goes for. It'll show us on the screen. It's about a 1.5 minute maybe cycle time, I believe. Watch, I'm going to clamp it up. You'll hear the air booster pump kick in. We're going to clamp it up to about 1800 psi. Do this one time. You'll see it happen here. I'll do it twice because then you can get it on the screen too. That's coming up to 1760, 50. We need at least 1700 to run an auto cycle. We're at 1770, so that's good. All we have to do now is go from manual to auto and watch what's happening. It'll take off. We are now running a cycle. Bottom cylinder's going up. There's not much to see over here, but you can kind of see what's going on the screen. Once it picks up, now the volume actually picks up. It waits for 80% of pressure, then it starts counting. There's our target 200 that we're calling for. It's going back down. That was one cycle. Once up and once down is one cycle. Now we're on cycle number 2. Going back down. There's 2 done. One more time. Once up, once down. That'll be 3rd cycle, and then the bottom one will go all the way down. We're finishing up here. Finished. Now it times out, pushes the putty all the way down through the part before we open up. Right about there, it's pretty close. That's about it. I flip over to manual, and I hit unclamp cylinder, and up we go. If you want to see over here, now we've got putty hanging out all over the place probably. I could have pushed it down manually with the cylinder, but just so you can kind of see what's going on here. So that's all the way up. The operator usually has a big scraper or something. Just pull that off. Pull your tooling off. Throw that back down in there. Clean this out, get your parts out of there. Put it back on there, and you're ready for another round. That's it. That's about it.